One of the biggest mistakes that people make today when starting a new business is thinking that a startup is just a smaller version of a big company and basically operates the same way, just with smaller numbers. The truth is that a startup business is really a very different animal than an existing larger company. Usually, an established business with existing products and customers goes about the design and development of a new product by using what's called the waterfall method. It looks like this. The marketing team analyzes a problem or opportunity and comes up with a product idea that has a certain set of requirements. They give it to the engineering department, who designs it and figures out what features it needs. Then the design gets built or implemented, then tested, and then finally delivered to the market. This is a linear, step-by-step approach that works well if you know your market and your customers and products and company. The problem with trying to use this methodology with the launch of a startup is that a startup is really full of unknowns. A startup is one or two people with an idea or a hypothesis that has yet to be proven. In the Smart Start product design process, the first thing that we do is go out and talk to potential customers. After all, we can't design our product or service to solve a problem until we really understand the problem. Steve Blank, in his book, The Startup Owner's Manual, calls this step customer discovery and customer development, getting out of the building and finding a customer group with a problem worth solving. Once we think we understand this, we move on to develop what's called our minimum viable product, or MVP. An MVP is a representation of your product idea that can be developed with the minimum amount of features required to solve your customer's problem. It's a minimum version of your product that you can show to your potential customers to get their feedback. After getting your feedback, you go back, make some changes to your product, and then show it to your customer again, until you end up with a product design that really solves your customer's problem and is something that they would be willing to pay you for. This is really important. Unlike the linear waterfall method that we discussed earlier, this is a circular approach to product design that Eric Ries, in his book The Lean Startup, calls the build, measure, learn feedback loop. Instead of starting out with every feature that you can think of, you start out small and make changes incrementally. Your MVP could be a physical prototype made out of hard materials, but it could also be many other things. In his book, Eric Ries also talks about several different types of MVPs. One of the most common types is a landing page. This is usually a web page that visitors get to by clicking on something like a Google ad. Through this landing page, you have an opportunity to interact with potential customers about your product idea. Another popular type of MVP is an explainer video. Just like it sounds, this is a short video that explains your product or service idea to potential customers. Dropbox, a company that provides online file storage solutions, went from a startup to a $4 billion company very quickly by initially using a 4-minute explainer video that showed how their application works. Most startups fail, not because their product isn't designed well. It's because they designed a product that no one wants to buy and they find out too late. Wouldn't it be better to find out early on if your product idea was really good? There are many ways to develop your MVP. The main thing is to keep it simple and find one that works for you. The MVP is really about maximizing your chances of success and minimizing your potential for failure.